Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the penny, United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. If you have a 1987 American penny with a mint mark, you might be holding something far more valuable than just a simple 1-cent coin. This is not just pocket change. There are proof-set versions of this penny that have shocked collectors with their unbelievable values. And if you happen to have one in top condition, you could be looking at tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A penny worth a fortune. But what makes this coin so rare? How can you tell if you have one of these valuable treasures? And most importantly, how much could it really be worth? Stick around, because you're about to learn exactly why this small coin is causing a frenzy in the numismatic world. The 1987 penny was minted in both regular circulation and proof versions, but the real money is in the proof-set coins. Unlike everyday pennies that were mass-produced for general use, proof pennies were struck using specially polished dies and high-quality planchets, giving them a flawless, mirror-like finish with deep, sharp details. These proof coins were never meant to be spent as regular money, but over the years, some have ended up in circulation or have been removed from their original sets and forgotten about. This means that if you come across one of these rare proof pennies in pristine condition, you could be holding something that is worth an absolute fortune. But here's where things get even more interesting. Not all proof pennies are worth big money. The key factor that determines a proof coin's value is its condition. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC use a scale from 1 to 70, and only those graded at the highest levels, typically PR 69 or the incredibly rare PR 70, reach record-breaking prices. A coin graded PR 70 means it has no visible imperfections, even under magnification. These perfect or near-perfect examples are what collectors dream of finding, and they're willing to pay top dollar to own one. Another important detail to look for is the mint mark. The 1987 proof pennies were struck at the San Francisco Mint, meaning they will have an S mint mark just below the date. If you find a 1987 penny with an S mint mark and it has a stunning proof finish, you might be looking at something extremely valuable. The proof strike gives these coins a deep, reflective background with sharp, frosted details on Lincoln's portrait, making them stand out from regular circulation coins. The real jackpot happens when one of these coins is graded at the highest levels. When a rare proof penny from 1987, in absolute perfect condition, appears at an auction, bidding wars break out and prices skyrocket. Collectors and investors know that a PR 70 coin is nearly impossible to find, which makes them extremely desirable. The better the grade, the higher the price. And that's why some of these coins have sold for truly unbelievable amounts. Now, let's talk about the numbers, because this is where things get really exciting. Over the years, some of the finest examples of the 1987 proof penny have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. A perfectly preserved proof penny from this year has been known to fetch as much as $46,000, and in some cases, even soaring up to an astonishing $63,000. That's right. A 1-cent coin that could be worth more than a luxury car, more than a year's salary, and more than what most people would ever expect from a simple penny. So, what should you do next? First, check your proof sets. If you have a 1987 penny with an S mint mark and it has that unmistakable mirror-like proof finish, don't overlook it. If it appears to be in perfect condition with no scratches, marks, or imperfections, consider getting it professionally graded, because that could be the key to unlocking its full value. Even if your coin isn't in perfect condition, it might still be worth something significant. But if you do have one of those ultra-rare, high-grade specimens, you could be sitting on a life-changing discovery. This is why checking your collection is so important. Coins like these don't come around often, and when they do, they can make history at auctions. So don't wait. Go through your proof sets, check your old coin collections, and see if you might have a hidden fortune just waiting to be discovered. Who knows? That little 1987 penny sitting in a drawer could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Happy hunting! Top 2. The 1982 American penny with a mint mark might look like just another ordinary coin, but what if I told you that one of these could be worth an absolute fortune? That's right, this isn't just any penny. There are proof-set coins from this year that have sold for jaw-dropping amounts, and if you happen to have one in pristine condition, you could be looking at thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. But what makes this coin so special? How do you know if you have the rare one? And most importantly, how much is it really worth? Stay with me because you do not want to miss this. This could be the most valuable discovery you ever make. The 1982 penny is already unique because it was a transitional year in U.S. coinage history. This was the year the U.S. Mint switched from solid copper pennies to copper-plated zinc, creating multiple variations that collectors go crazy for. But what many people don't realize is that proof pennies from this year, especially the ones with a mint mark, can be worth an absolute fortune. Unlike regular pennies meant for everyday transactions, proof coins are struck using highly polished dies and specially prepared planchets, giving them an incredibly sharp, mirror-like finish. These coins were never intended for circulation, but over the years, some have ended up in collections, forgotten proof sets, and even pocket change. If you have the right one, you could be holding a gold mine without even knowing it. What makes these proof pennies so valuable? It all comes down to condition, rarity, and a specific combination of characteristics that make certain coins stand out from the rest. Not all proof coins are equal. Some might have minor imperfections, tiny scratches, or weak strikes, which significantly lower their value. But the rarest ones, the ones that are graded in the highest possible condition, are the ones that command astronomical prices at auctions. The key factor that separates a valuable 1982 proof penny from an ordinary one is its grade. Coins that are certified in near-perfect or perfect condition by professional grading services can bring in serious money. The best of the best are those graded PR69 or the ultra-rare PR70, meaning they are in flawless, untouched condition. And if your proof penny has a deep cameo effect, where the design is frosted while the background is an incredible, mirror-like surface, then you're looking at an even higher value. But how do you know if you have one of these high-value proof pennies? First, check the mint mark. Proof pennies from 1982 were struck at the San Francisco Mint, so they will have an S mint mark. If you see this, you're on the right track. Next, examine the surface closely. A perfect proof penny should have no scratches, no blemishes, and a stunning, deep cameo contrast. If your coin meets these criteria, you might be in possession of something truly special. Serious collectors and investors are always on the lookout for the finest examples, and when these coins appear at major auctions, the bidding wars can be intense. We've seen some of these rare proof set pennies reach incredible prices, with top-quality specimens selling for as much as $49,000, and in some cases, even soaring up to an unbelievable $73,000. Yes, you heard that right, $73,000 for a single 1982 proof penny in top-tier condition. So if you've got old proof sets lying around, now is the time to check them. Don't overlook that 1982 penny with the mint mark. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Look closely, examine the condition, and if you think you have one of the rare high-grade proof coins, it might be worth sending it in for professional grading. This could be one of the best finds of your life, and who knows? That small, seemingly ordinary penny in your collection could turn out to be a life-changing fortune. Happy hunting! Top 3. Imagine finding a single penny that could change your life forever. Sounds impossible, right? Well, you might want to take another look at that old coin collection because the 1983 American penny from a proof set, with the right mint mark and in the perfect condition, has sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auction. Some of these rare coins have fetched tens of thousands of dollars, and if you're lucky enough to have the right one, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Most people think of pennies as small change, but certain rare varieties are worth far more than their face value. The 1983 proof penny is one such coin, and it's one of the most sought after by collectors and serious numismatists. But what makes this particular penny so valuable? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. Unlike the billions of ordinary pennies struck for everyday use, proof pennies are minted using a special process that results in stunning, mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details. These coins are struck multiple times with polished dies, giving them a deep cameo effect, frosted designs against a reflective background. The result? A coin that looks absolutely breathtaking and is highly desirable among collectors. The key to unlocking the true value of a 1983 proof penny lies in its condition. A perfect coin, free from scratches, discoloration, or any imperfections, is what serious collectors are after. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC use a scale from 1 to 70, and only those in the highest grades, typically PR67, PR68, PR69, and the ultra-rare PR70, bring in the highest prices. The difference in value between a lower-graded proof penny and a flawless, deep cameo specimen is staggering. While an average proof penny might be worth a few dollars, a pristine, top-graded coin can reach astronomical figures at auction. But why is the 1983 proof penny so special? The answer lies in its unique composition and the demand from collectors. Many 1983 pennies were struck using copper-plated zinc instead of the traditional solid copper, but some proof coins were struck using the finest materials, ensuring their beauty and long-term value. Add to that the fact that high-grade proof coins from this year are incredibly rare, and you've got a perfect storm for record-breaking prices. The market for rare pennies has been exploding in recent years, with collectors paying top dollar for the best examples. If you have a 1983 proof penny with a strong deep cameo contrast and a perfect, untouched surface, you might be sitting on an absolute treasure. Auction houses and private collectors have been paying extraordinary amounts for these coins, with some of the highest graded specimens selling for $38,000 to an unbelievable $71,000. So, before you overlook that small penny sitting in your collection, take a closer look. If it's a 1983 proof penny in pristine condition, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Check your proof sets, examine your coins carefully, and if you think you have something special, consider getting it professionally graded. Because that little penny might just be the key to an unexpected fortune. Top 4. The 2012 American penny with a mint mark might seem like just another common coin, but what if I told you that one of these could be worth an absolutely jaw-dropping amount of money? That's right, this isn't just any ordinary 1-cent piece. Hidden among the millions of pennies struck that year, there are proof set coins that have sold for shocking amounts, and if you have the right one, you could be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it. Most people don't pay attention to their pennies, especially modern ones, but the 2012 proof penny is proof that big money can be found in the smallest of places. So before you overlook that 2012 penny sitting in your collection or hidden in an old proof set, you need to know exactly what makes this coin so special, why collectors are willing to pay staggering prices, and how you can determine if you have one of these rare and valuable treasures. The 2012 penny was part of the Lincoln Shield cent series, which replaced the long-running Lincoln Memorial design in 2010. While most people think of older pennies, like wheat pennies or Indian head cents, when it comes to valuable coins, the truth is that some modern coins, especially proof versions, can be just as valuable, if not more. The key to unlocking the real value of the 2012 penny lies in the proof sets. These special coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint and were never intended for circulation. Unlike regular pennies, which were made for everyday transactions and can get worn down quickly, proof pennies are minted with extreme care using highly polished dies and specially prepared planchets. This process creates a stunning, mirror-like finish that sets them apart from ordinary coins. But here's where things get really interesting: not all proof pennies are equal. The difference between a standard proof penny and one that sells for tens of thousands of dollars comes down to one thing: condition. The coin grading scale ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, perfect coin. Most proof pennies fall somewhere in the PR65 to PR68 range, which means they're high quality but may have small imperfections. However, only a tiny fraction of proof pennies achieve the ultimate grade of PR70, meaning they have no visible flaws, even under magnification. These are the coins that drive collectors wild and command insane prices at auction. The highest quality proof pennies also have something called deep cameo contrast. This means that the raised design, like Lincoln's portrait, has a thick, frosty texture, while the background remains highly reflective and mirror-like. When a proof penny has both a perfect PR70 grade and deep cameo contrast, it becomes an ultra-rare collector's item. These coins are in such high demand that they have sold for mind-blowing prices in recent years. Now, you might be wondering how to tell if your 2012 penny is one of these highly valuable proof coins. The first step is to check for the S Mint mark, which indicates that it came from the San Francisco Mint's proof set. If your coin doesn't have the S Mint mark, it's a regular circulation penny and won't have the same value. But if you do see the Mint mark, you could be in luck. Next, examine the coin carefully. Does it have that deep, frosty design with a mirror-like background? Is the surface completely flawless, with no scratches, marks, or blemishes? If your penny looks perfect, it might be worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies authenticate and grade coins, and if your penny comes back with a PR70 grade, you could be looking at a serious payday. Collectors and investors are constantly searching for these high-grade proof coins, and the prices they're willing to pay are nothing short of shocking. Some of the finest examples of the 2012 proof penny have sold for as much as $28,000, and in the rarest cases, even soaring up to an astonishing $42,000. That's right, $42,000 for a single penny. So before you dismiss your 2012 proof penny as just another modern coin, take a closer look. If you find one in pristine condition, it could be the key to an incredible payday. Proof sets often get overlooked, but the right coin in the right condition can change everything. Check your collection, search through those proof sets, and don't make the mistake of underestimating this modern treasure. You could be holding on to something truly valuable without even realizing it. Keep hunting, stay sharp, and who knows? The next time you check your proof set, you might just uncover a fortune.